Hello everyone and welcome back. Hope things are well. We're going to start off with just how bad of a day it actually is for companies around the UK, because this generally affects this video because Sky Sports News is currently down, which means that any active transfer news that Sky Sports News will get likely won't go on social media for at least a few hours. So this power outage in the UK has actually damaged potentially news coming into this video, because we've got quite a big topic to talk about with Todibo, of course, the French centre half. So we've got some active transfer news coming in that Newcastle have been in talks about potentially bringing in Todibo, and we'll talk about him in more detail in this video. But I'd like to start off by just saying hello there. Hope things are well. If you're new around here and you enjoy the content, make sure you get down there, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button as well to enjoy. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it didn't damage too much of this video, but with some of the news being down across the UK, it's just not a great day, is it? At least the sun's out though, so I'm going to go enjoy myself afterwards. But in terms of announcements, to start off with the big one here, that the women's team will be playing AC Milan at St James's Park when the men's Seller Cup weekend is on. I'm not going to lie, I actually think on paper that's a better fixture than the men's games. We've got Stade Renard on the second day, and we've got Giroud on the first day. Two teams that have finished third, one being the Spanish League, one being the French League. So when we'll play them, will actually be good matches and highly competitive as well. But just on paper, the AC Milan women's match at this time is far more exciting, doesn't it? I kind of want to go and see that straight away. And then top of that, of course, with the women's team, we've already signed the likes of Debbie Stokes this summer, Lioness, England International, our biggest sign ever. I kind of want to see them play against AC Milan. It's going to be a great fixture. So in terms of the Seller Cup weekend, it's looking great. The stack is supposed to be opening in preparation for that weekend. Hopefully nothing's delayed, but the brand new stack is meant to be opened for those games, so you guys can actually go in there, soak in a bit of that pre-match atmosphere. And of course, Newcastle, in a commercial point of view, great chance to earn lots of money, which will go back into our football club. So it's looking great in that aspect, and we've got everything organised for that weekend now. Our 3 matches are announced, and I can't wait to see them all. But yeah, the women's team are playing AC Milan. It is a bad day if you are a fan of Everton Football Club, because their proposed takeover is now off, which means in a financial point of view, they'll be forced to sell more players this summer. And the reason why I'm talking about that now is because, well, links that we had just over a month ago will likely reignite now, and that being the signing of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. This was a deal that Newcastle wanted to get done. They were keen on the player, but Everton wanted far too much for him. They wanted around that £40 million mark, and because of this failed take, it's now quite likely actually that they'll drop the valuation of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They'll drop down in price, and it might be a smart and logical sign for Newcastle to go in for. Now, for me, I'm not keen on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I honestly think he's just a younger Callum Wilson, but because of the fact Eddie Howe wants to keep Callum Wilson, and it's now likely he'll stay, but Newcastle actually have both of them. I don't even know if that could work actually, because obviously both of them want to start, both of them want to be first choice strikers, so you have both in the football club. It's probably not going to work too well, but you know what? Maybe they could somehow work some magic to get both of them in. Now, they're both injury prone as well, especially Callum. So if Callum gets injured near the start of the season, it opens the space. So for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he want to stick Isak out on the left. But if the club's somehow able to work around it and able to get both players here happy, it might actually be an okay side. Like, it might actually be alright if you get to keep both of them. But in a realistic world, they're not going to be happy on it if they're not first choice. So we'll see what happens, but the fact that Everton's takeover is off now means they are likely to sell their players. And the only players Newcastle would ever take would be either Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We're never ever going to take Pickford, so that's not going to happen. Oh, no, I can't really see anyone else coming to Newcastle. So I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's the only player realistically that Newcastle are probably going to go in for. But because of that information now, it is likely we are going to go in for him. In terms of our transfer news, I've seen a lot of people mention these 2 players. That being Marek Fau, so this is the German centre-half from AC Milan, and also Lee Kang-heng, so this is the South Korean winger at PSG. Now, honestly, I haven't seen any official news come out from both of them. Now, I've seen Lee Kang-heng when I actually went down to PSG away. I remember going down to Paris, and this guy looked good off the bench. He was quite lively, he was active, he was creating some damage towards Newcastle, and even though they didn't deserve it, and you could argue they've cheated to get the pen, I thought Lee Kang-hing did quite a good part of actually getting PSG well and truly into the game, and eventually they were able to score the equaliser. But in terms of his technical ability, now this is one of the rare signings where it's not just about ability, but he's a huge draw. He's actually sold more PSG shirts than Kylian Mbappe. There's more people that have actually bought a PSG shirt with Lee Kang-hing in the back than Kylian Mbappe. That is mental when you put it that way, considering how much of a local hero Kylian actually was. So straight away, this is a massive draw in the Asian market. And with Newcastle going to Japan in a couple of weeks' time, theoretically, if we were able to sign Lee Kang-hing now, imagine how big the draw would be out in Japan. It would be such a huge commercial trip for us. They would actually get thousands of people to travel across from South Korea to come and watch him play. So not just for Newcastle on a financial point of view, because he's actually a commercial draw, and it also attract more overseas fans to St James's Park, which is actually what the club wants to do. He's also a good player, and he's available to buy. So in Newcastle's point of view, marquee sign. I don't know how you would adapt in the Premier League, but this is actually a legit sign that Newcastle would be wise to go in for, and one where I think you should keep an eye on it. I haven't seen anything official, but we say it again, this is all just stuff that's been spurred across in the social media. But honestly, a signing that actually will help us out, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch. So it probably would be worth Newcastle to actually potentially sign him. So we'll see what happens with that one. In terms of Marek Fall, of course, once again, another AC Milan player, this time the German defender. Now, I'm talking to them about tomorrow. I would love to bring the other centre-half in tomorrow. So in terms of Fall, again, I haven't heard anything about him. Someone that has a lot of potential. Has already done quite well for Milan. I remember playing them. I thought their backline was solid. Defenders are very good. And obviously the fact he's playing for AC Milan clearly shows his talent. So again, I need to see what happens to this one. I don't know too much about him. It's Todibo that's actually had a bit of news today and a lot of traction behind it. So he's the one I want to mainly talk about. But just keep an eye on these two. But in all honesty, I haven't seen anything about him personally. It's now time to get into the big news now with Jean-Clare Todibo, the Nice defender, also French international. And I wanted to talk about him because it's been reported quite a few different media outlets that Newcastle have held talks to potentially bring him in. The likes of HITC Sports came out of it, Talk Sports came out of it. We don't know if any more official news will come out because of the fact that Sky Sports is down. So again, these major sporting companies have got quite a lot of technical difficulties at the minute, which I didn't think I had to mention in the video. But once again, there is a major power outlet in the UK which has damaged a lot of the major companies. So we'll have to probably wait until they come back on to potentially see whether or not Sky are going to follow through, whether or not some of the big outlets will follow through. But this is a player that's been reported to have held talks with Newcastle. It's unlikely at this stage that we'll sign him, but it's taken a step in the right direction for Newcastle, is perhaps the best way of going about it. For me though, I do know quite a lot about Todibo. Quality, very good player, someone that straight away is an upgrade in our team. And just due to how many centre-halves have been linked with, despite the signing of Lloyd Kelly, still looks like Newcastle needs that second one in, and I agree. Because Botman's still out for 4 months, Sauer's still out for 4 months. Shaw's good, but he's older now. And we know truthfully that he's probably not going to last as long. He'll be playing Dan Burn alongside him, which is actually a good centre-half. But once again, a player who is in his 30s, so it's up to Newcastle to essentially go out there and to find that key marquee sign that we need. And the fact that we've been focusing quite a lot on the centre-half would mean that surely we have the money to buy a good centre-half in, and also a good white winger, because I feel like those two will be the two main areas. And then we have the likes of a striker just behind that we're going to go in for. But it feels like those two are going to be the top targets. And it feels like Newcastle have the money to get massive players in both of those positions. So I like to hope, fingers crossed, after all the positive news I've heard from Darren Hughes and Paul Mitchell in those Newcastle interviews, it honestly feels like now Newcastle's got past everything. They're ready to go in there and they're ready to buy some top players. So within the next week or so, surely someone is coming in. That's all I'm going to say. And now you guys, you see, relax, enjoy the ride. Just be a little bit more patient. Paul made it quite clear in his interview, even in terms of a long-term project. Again, it's going to be long-term, to be patient on it. Things will be fine, and just enjoy what Newcastle has to offer, and we'll get there. We're going to get there. But hopefully, in terms of this video, we've got some new, fresh updates for you there. Quite a bit to talk about there. I know Again, it's not ideal with Sky Sports being down, but we've done whatever we can. And when it comes back online, hopefully tomorrow, there'll be some brand new updates, which I like to think that there will be to talk about in the video. So take care now. Wish you all the best. I'm off to the beach. It's a gorgeous day, so I'm going to get some exercising done. Make sure you guys do the same. And yeah, we'll see you all in the next one.